Introduction: Managing risks effectively. Managing costs and project budget. Scenario: developing a new chassis. Larry Jeffers Race Cars is embarking on the development of a new chassis from their drag racing division, aiming to enhance performance and durability. Components of project budget: research and development costs, design engineering and wind tunnel testing, $100,000. Material costs: high-grade aluminum and titanium components, $250,000. Labor costs: skilled labor for fabrication and assembly, $150,000. Contingency reserve: 10% of total budget. Contingency budget: $50,000. Budgeting process: initial estimation based on similar projects and expert consultation. Detailed breakdown into categories: direct costs, materials, labor, indirect costs, overheads, and contingencies. Regular tracking using cost performance indicators, CPI, to ensure budget adherence. Importance of budget management: ensures financial discipline and efficient resource allocation. Mitigates risks of overspending and project delays. Supports decision-making through real-time financial insights and adjustments. Procurement process overview. Scenario: procuring advanced engine components. Larry Jeffers Race Cars needs to procure advanced engine components for the upcoming race season. Initiating: identified need based on performance analysis showing outdated components affecting race performance. Technical specifications defined for high horsepower and reliability. Selecting vendors, issued request for proposals, RFPs, to 5 suppliers known for high-performance racing parts. Evaluation criteria: cost-effectiveness, quality certifications, delivery timelines, and previous performance in motorsports. Contract writing: negotiated terms with a selected vendor, focusing on warranty, delivery schedules, and performance guarantees. Finalize contract with clear milestones and payment terms to align with project timelines. Completion: monitored vendor performance closely during production and delivery phases. Conducted final inspections to ensure components meet specifications before installation. Documented lessons learned for future procurement processes. Agile versus traditional procurement: traditional approach, fixed contracts with clear deliverables and milestones. Agile approach: iterative adjustments based on ongoing performance and evolving project needs. Upcoming topic: risk management. Scenario: launching a new car model. Larry Jeffers Race Cars faces risks in launching a new car model for a competitive racing series. Importance of risk management: prevents project failure by identifying and mitigating potential risks early. Enhances decision-making by considering risk impacts on project objectives and schedules. Anticipating and mitigating risks: risk identification, conducted risk workshops identifying technical, design flaws, market, competitor innovations, and operational risks, supply chain disruptions. Risk assessment: quantified risks based on probability and impact assessments. Risk mitigation: developed contingency plans for critical risks such as alternative suppliers and backup production schedules. Communication and mitigation plans: regular stakeholder updates on risk status and mitigation progress. Implemented strategies like early warning systems and proactive quality control measures. Learning objectives: define key risk management concepts, risk identification, assessment, mitigation, and monitoring processes. Understanding risk tolerance and appetite within the racing industry context. Safeguarding projects from failure, applying proactive risk management strategies tailored to high-performance automotive projects. Integrating risk management into project planning and execution phases. Identify types of risks and measurement methods: technical risks, for example, engine failure rates; market risks, for example, changes in race regulations; and operational risks, for example, logistics delays. Quantitative methods such as expected monetary value, EMV, to prioritize risk responses. Communication and mitigation plans, emphasizing clear communication channels for risk reporting and escalation. Developing actionable mitigation plans with measurable milestones and timelines. Next steps: Larry Jeffers Race Cars should proceed with implementing detailed risk management frameworks with specific focus on project-specific risks. Applying lessons learned from previous projects to optimize budgeting, procurement, and risk management processes. Engaging stakeholders actively in risk management workshops to foster a culture of risk awareness and proactive management. This strategic approach will empower Larry Jeffers Race Cars to navigate challenges effectively, ensuring successful project outcomes amidst the competitive and demanding environment of high-performance racing. Managing costs and project budget. Covered components of a project budget, budgeting process, tracking, and estimation methods. Emphasize the importance of budget management for project success. Procurement process overview. Discussed the procurement process, including initiating, selecting vendors, contract writing, and completion. Highlighted differences between agile and traditional procurement approaches. Upcoming topic, risk management. Importance of risk management in preventing project failure. Overview of anticipating, predicting, and mitigating, alleviating, potential problems. Aim to keep projects on track through proactive risk management strategies. Learning objectives. Define key risk management concepts. Explain how risk management safeguards projects from failure. Identify types of risks and methods to measure their impact on project outcomes. Understand the role of communication and mitigation plans in addressing identified risks effectively. Next steps. Participants are encouraged to delve into the next session to explore risk management strategies and their practical application in project settings. The importance of risk management. Managing risks effectively. Detailed summary in bullet form with Larry Jeffers' race cars example introduction. Importance of risk management. No project goes 100% according to plan. Flexibility and proactive risk identification are crucial for managing projects. Defining risks and issues. Risk, a potential event that could impact the project. Hypothetical. Issue, a known or real problem currently affecting the project. Difference, risks are potential what-ifs, while issues are existing problems. Risk management process. Risk management, the process of identifying and evaluating potential risks and issues. Not a one-time exercise, requires regular monitoring and updating. Crucial for planning and preparing for potential project disruptions. Importance of risk management. Provides an understanding of potential project pitfalls. Helps consult the right stakeholders about risks. Aids in determining mitigation strategies for identified risks. Prepares you for when something goes wrong, increasing project success chances. Consequences of poor risk management. Failing to plan for risks can jeopardize project goals, timelines, and success criteria. Lack of backup plans can lead to missed deadlines or unmet goals. Prevents exploring alternative ways to achieve project success. Risks can have unforeseen impacts, making preparedness essential. Examples of risk management in action. Professional project, creating an employee schedule disrupted by illness. Personal project, planning a family celebration and forgetting essential items. Practical application of risk management scenario. Larry Jeffers' race cars project, development of a new high-performance dragster model. Identified risks and mitigation strategies. Risk, delay in receiving crucial engine components from suppliers. Impact, project timeline could be extended by 2 weeks, delaying overall project completion. Mitigation, establish contracts with multiple suppliers. Metric, reduce supplier dependency by ensuring at least 2 alternative suppliers per component, leading to a 30% reduction in potential delays. Risk, budget overrun due to unforeseen material cost increases. Impact, project cost could exceed budget by 10%. Mitigation, implement a contingency budget of 15% of the total project cost. Metric, maintain project budget within 5% of initial estimates by quarterly financial reviews. Risk, key team member illness or unavailability. Impact, potential 3-week delay in project tasks. Mitigation, cross-train team members and hire part-time contractors as backup. Metric, ensure 80% of critical tasks have at least 2 trained individuals, reducing task completion time impact by 50%. Risk, quality issues with prototype testing. Impact, delays in product release by up to 1 month. Mitigation, implement rigorous quality checks at each development stage. Metric, achieve a first-pass yield rate of 95% during prototype testing, minimizing rework time by 20%. Risk, regulatory compliance changes. Impact, potential redesign of certain components, adding 3 weeks to the timeline. Mitigation, engage with regulatory bodies early and maintain ongoing communication. Metric, incorporate a 10% buffer time in the project schedule to accommodate regulatory changes, reducing delay impact by 50%. Benefits of effective risk management: reduces stress and increases confidence in project management. Helps in staying prepared and less stressed during unforeseen issues. Facilitates smoother project execution and resource allocation. Next steps: identifying risks using various techniques. Understanding different risk identification methods to prepare for potential project disruptions. Key points to remember: risk management is continuous and proactive. Identifying and planning for risks improves project success rates. Regularly update risk management plans based on project progress and changes. Detailed numerical metrics. Example scenario: Larry Jeffers race cars, development of a new high-performance dragster 1. Supplier delays, identified risk, engine components delay potential impact, 2-week project extension mitigation strategy, multiple suppliers metric, 30% reduction in delays by securing at least 2 alternative suppliers per component. 2. Budget overrun, identified risk, material cost increases potential impact, budget overrun by 10% mitigation strategy, contingency budget metric, maintain budget within 5% of initial estimates by quarterly reviews. 3. Team member unavailability, identified risk, illness or unavailability potential impact, 3-week delay mitigation strategy, cross-training and part-time contractors metric, 80% critical tasks covered by 2 trained individuals, reducing delay impact by 50%. 4. Quality issues, identified risk, prototype testing failures potential impact, 1-month delay mitigation strategy, rigorous quality checks metric, first pass yield rate of 95%, reducing rework time by 20%. 5. Regulatory compliance changes, identified risk, compliance redesign, potential impact, 3-week timeline extension. Mitigation strategy, early and ongoing communication with regulatory bodies. Metric, 10% buffer time in schedule, reducing delay impact by 50%. By applying these risk management principles and measurable metrics to Larry Jeffers race cars, you can effectively manage potential disruptions and increase the likelihood of project success. Managing risks effectively, detailed summary in bullet form. Introduction, importance of risk management. No project goes 100% according to plan. Flexibility and proactive risk identification are crucial for managing projects. Defining risks and issues. Risk, a potential event that could impact the project. Hypothetical. Issue, a known or real problem currently affecting the project. Difference, risks are potential what-ifs, while issues are existing problems. Risk management process. Risk management, the process of identifying and evaluating potential risks and issues. Not a one-time exercise, requires regular monitoring and updating. Crucial for planning and preparing for potential project disruptions. Importance of risk management: provides an understanding of potential project pitfalls. Helps consult the right stakeholders about risks. Aids in determining mitigation strategies for identified risks. Prepares you for when something goes wrong, increasing project success chances. Consequences of poor risk management: failing to plan for risks can jeopardize project goals, timelines, and success criteria. Lack of backup plans can lead to missed deadlines or unmet goals. Prevents exploring alternative ways to achieve project success. Risks can have unforeseen impacts, making preparedness essential. Examples of risk management in action: professional project, creating an employee schedule disrupted by illness. Personal project, planning a family celebration and forgetting essential items. Practical application of risk management: plant pals at offer screen. Example, risk, web page not live by launch date. Risk, fulfillment shortage of cacti and ferns. Mitigation, plan for backup suppliers or alternative plants. Benefits of effective risk management: reduces stress and increases confidence in project management. Helps in staying prepared and less stressed during unforeseen issues. Facilitates smoother project execution and resource allocation. Next steps: identifying risks using various techniques. Understanding different risk identification methods to prepare for potential project disruptions. Key points to remember: risk management is continuous and proactive. Identifying and planning for risks improves project success rates. Regularly update risk management plans based on project progress and changes. This summary provides a detailed overview of managing risks effectively, emphasizing the importance of risk management, defining key concepts, and illustrating practical applications with fictional scenarios. When planning for a project, what does risk management provide an understanding of? Select all that apply. A. Who to consult about risks. B. When to share project deliverables. C. What could go wrong with the project. D. How project risks could be mitigated. When planning for a project, risk management provides an understanding of A. Who to consult about risks. Correct, risk management helps a project have a better chance of success. This is because risk management informs project managers about what could go wrong with a project, how project risks could be mitigated, and who to consult about each risk. C. What could go wrong with the project. Correct, no project goes 100% according to plan, so if, or when, something goes wrong, It's important to have a plan. Risk management helps project managers identify what could go wrong with a project, how project risks could be mitigated, and who to consult about each risk. D. How project risks could be mitigated. Correct planning ahead is key to meeting project goals, and mitigating risk is a key part of planning. By using risk management, project managers identify what could go wrong with a project, how project risks could be mitigated, and who to consult about each risk. Managing risks effectively. Applying risk management to finding a project management job introduction. Importance of risk management. No project goes 100% according to plan. Flexibility and proactive risk identification are crucial for managing projects, including job searches. Defining risks and issues. Risk, a potential event that could impact the project. Hypothetical. Example, not receiving responses from job applications. Issue, a known or real problem currently affecting the project. Example, receiving a rejection email from a potential employer. Difference, risks are potential what-ifs, while issues are existing problems. Risk management process. Risk management, the process of identifying and evaluating potential risks and issues. Example, regularly reviewing job application progress and updating strategies. Not a one-time exercise, requires regular monitoring and updating. Example, continuously monitoring job market trends and adapting applications accordingly. Crucial for planning and preparing for potential project disruptions. Importance of risk management provides an understanding of potential project pitfalls. Example, understanding that not customizing resumes for each job could reduce interview chances. Helps consult the right stakeholders about risks. Example, seeking advice from career counselors or mentors about improving job applications. Aids in determining mitigation strategies for identified risks. Example, preparing for potential rejections by having a list of other job opportunities. Prepares you for when something goes wrong, increasing project success chances. Consequences of poor risk management. Failing to plan for risks can jeopardize project goals, timelines, and success criteria. Example, missing job application deadlines due to inadequate planning. Lack of backup plans can lead to missed deadlines or unmet goals. Example, not having alternative job options if the preferred one falls through. Prevents exploring alternative ways to achieve project success. Example, not considering contract or freelance work as a stepping stone. Risks can have unforeseen impacts, making preparedness essential. Examples of risk management in action. Professional project, creating an employee schedule disrupted by illness. Example, preparing to rearrange interviews if a recruiter cancels. Personal project, planning a family celebration and forgetting essential items. Example, forgetting to follow up on job applications. Mitigation, setting reminders to follow up on submitted applications. Practical application of risk management scenario, job search process. Risk, not hearing back from potential employers. Mitigation, follow up with employers a week after applying to reinforce interest. Risk, missing application deadlines. Mitigation, use a job application tracker to stay on top of deadlines. Risk, receiving rejection letters. Mitigation, analyze feedback and adjust application materials accordingly. Risk, not having the required skills for certain job postings. Mitigation, enroll in online courses or obtain certifications to enhance qualifications. Benefits of effective risk management: reduces stress and increases confidence in project management. Example, feeling more in control by having a structured job search plan. Helps in staying prepared and less stressed during unforeseen issues. Example, having backup job applications ready if initial ones fail. Facilitates smoother project execution and resource allocation. Example, efficiently managing time and effort in the job search process. Next steps: identifying risks using various techniques. Example, SWOT analysis, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, threats, for job search. Understanding different risk identification methods to prepare for potential project disruptions. Example, brainstorming potential job search obstacles and planning solutions. Key points to remember: risk management is continuous and proactive. Identifying and planning for risks improves project success rates. Regularly update risk management plans based on project progress and changes. By applying these risk management principles to your job search, you'll enhance your chances of securing a project management position, navigate potential setbacks more effectively, and achieve your career goals with greater confidence. Detailed fictional scenario example using Larry Jeffers Race Cars Company project overview: developing a new drag racing car project goal, develop a new alcohol dragster for the upcoming racing season. Budget, $750,000. Timeline, 12 months. Identified risks and mitigation strategies. Risk, supply chain disruptions. Potential impact, delayed delivery of critical parts, affecting the build schedule. Mitigation strategy, establish multiple suppliers for key components. Allocate $50,000 of the budget for expedited shipping if necessary. Monitor supplier performance monthly. Risk, budget overruns. Potential impact, exceeding the project budget, leading to financial strain. Mitigation strategy, implement a detailed budget tracking system with weekly reviews. Allocate a contingency fund of $75,000 for unexpected expenses. Negotiate fixed price contracts with suppliers. Risk, technical failures during testing. Potential impact, delays in the testing phase, impacting the launch timeline. Mitigation strategy, schedule multiple testing phases with buffer periods. Invest $100,000 in high-quality testing equipment. Hire an expert technician team for immediate troubleshooting. Risk, regulatory compliance issues. Potential impact, delays due to non-compliance with racing regulations. Mitigation strategy, consult with regulatory experts during the design phase. Allocate $25,000 for legal and compliance reviews. Regularly update the project team on regulatory changes. Measurable metrics for project success. On-time delivery rate, target 90% of parts delivered on time. Budget variance, maintain budget variance within a ±5%. Testing success rate, achieve a 95% pass rate in initial testing phases. Compliance rate, ensure 100% compliance with all racing regulations. Benefits of effective risk management. In this scenario, increased confidence, the team feels prepared to handle potential disruptions. Smoother execution, the project stays on track with fewer unexpected delays. Resource optimization, efficient allocation of resources and budget management. Higher success rate, greater likelihood of meeting project goals and timelines. Final takeaways. Understanding project dynamics and remaining adaptable is crucial. Proactive identification and management of potential issues lead to better project outcomes. Continuous learning and applying past experiences improve future projects. This scenario illustrates how Larry Jeffers race cars can apply risk management principles to ensure the successful development of a new drag racing car, highlighting the importance of proactive planning, stakeholder consultation, and continuous monitoring. Detailed summary in bullet form. Stanton's first project experience. Introduction. Stanton is a program manager at YouTube. Reflects on his first project, building a sports highlight app across iOS, Android, and web. Initial challenges. First meeting, furiously taking notes, trying to understand the project. Consumed with getting every detail right, perfect launch date, 0 bugs. Key realizations. First project plan likely won't be correct due to the dynamic nature of projects. Last-minute changes are common. Bugs discovered before launch. Client changes requirements unexpectedly, for example, color changes. Important lessons learned. Adaptability, changes are inevitable. It's crucial to react and respond effectively. Calmness under pressure, staying cool, calm, and collected is vital. Handling issues methodically enhances project management. Proactive thinking, anticipate potential issues and plan accordingly. Continuous improvement, learn and reuse successful strategies from past projects. Flexibility, embrace the fact that not everything will go as planned the first time. Best compliment received despite challenges, maintaining a composed demeanor and effective problem solving. Final takeaways. Importance of understanding project dynamics and remaining adaptable. Proactive identification and management of potential issues lead to better project outcomes. Continuous learning and applying past experiences to improve future projects. This summary captures Stanton's insights and experiences from managing his first project, highlighting the importance of adaptability, proactive thinking, and maintaining composure under pressure. Phases of risk management. In a previous video, you learned that risk management is the process of identifying and evaluating potential risks and issues that could impact your project. Risk management is an ongoing practice throughout the life cycle of your project. It typically involves some variation of these 5 steps. Identify the risk. Analyze the risk. Evaluate the risk. Treat the risk. Monitor and control the risk. 5 phases. Icon. 1. Identify. 2. Analyze. 3. Evaluate. 4. Treat and 5. Monitor. Control the risk. Let's break these down. 1. Identify the risk. The first phase of the risk management process is to identify and define potential project risks with your team. After all, you can only manage risks if you know what they are. 2. Analyze the risk. After identifying the risks, determine their likelihood and potential impact to your project. Serious risks with a high probability of occurring pose the greatest threat. 3. Evaluate the risk. Next, use the results of your risk analysis to determine which risks to prioritize. 4. Treat the risk. During this phase, make a plan for how to treat and manage each risk. You might choose to ignore minor risks, but serious risks need detailed mitigation plans. 5. Monitor and control the risk. Finally, assign team members to monitor, track, and mitigate risks if the need arises. In the upcoming videos and activities, you will learn about each of these phases in more detail and use tools and templates to navigate the risk management process. Phases of risk management. Identify the risk. Scenario: Larry Jeffers Race Cars is developing a new chassis design for a client's drag racing vehicle. Potential risks identified: supplier delays in delivering specialized materials due to manufacturing issues. Likelihood: medium. Impact: high. Unexpected changes in NHRA regulations impacting chassis design specifications. Likelihood: low. Impact: medium. Key team member unavailability during critical design phases due to personal commitments. Likelihood: high. Impact: low. Analyze the risk. Scenario: after identifying risks, Larry Jeffers Race Cars analyzes each one for likelihood and impact. Risk analysis: likelihood and impact assessment. Supplier delays: likelihood adjusted to medium due to historical supplier performance. Impact remains high due to critical path dependencies. NHRA regulation changes: likelihood remains low based on regulatory stability. Impact adjusted to medium considering potential design revisions. Team member availability: likelihood remains high based on past team scheduling issues. Impact adjusted to low as roles can be temporarily reassigned. Evaluate the risk. Scenario: based on analysis, Larry Jeffers Race Cars prioritizes risks for immediate attention. Risk evaluation: priority ranking. Supplier delays: high priority due to critical impact on project timelines and client expectations. NHRA regulation changes: medium priority to ensure compliance without compromising design integrity. Team member availability: low priority due to manageable impact with proactive management strategies. Treat the risk. Scenario: Larry Jeffers Race Cars develops risk treatment plans to mitigate identified risks. Risk treatment plans: mitigation strategies. Supplier delays: establish contracts with 2 additional suppliers and maintain 15% buffer stock. Metric: supplier performance reviewed weekly against 95% on-time delivery target. NHRA regulation changes: assign dedicated team member to monitor bi-weekly regulatory updates and update design specifications within 48 hours of changes. Metric: compliance updates implemented within 3 days of new regulations. Team member availability: cross-train team members on critical tasks and maintain a flexible project timeline to accommodate unforeseen absences. Metric: 90% team cross-training completion, with task adjustments made within 5 days of scheduling conflicts. Monitor and control the risk. Scenario: Larry Jeffers Race Cars assigns responsibilities to monitor and control risks throughout the project lifecycle. Risk monitoring and control. Responsibilities assigned: supplier delays. Procurement manager oversees weekly supplier performance reviews against delivery timelines. Metric: weekly performance reports reviewed against 95% on-time delivery target. NHRA regulation changes: design team leader tracks and reports bi-weekly regulatory updates to the project manager. Metric: bi-weekly regulatory update reports submitted within 48 hours of updates. Team member availability: project manager monitors team workload bi-weekly and adjusts assignments promptly to maintain project timeline adherence. Metric: workload balance assessments conducted bi-weekly with adjustments made within 3 days of workload imbalances. Conclusion: this detailed fictional scenario using Larry Jeffers Race Cars demonstrates a structured approach to risk management in automotive engineering. Each phase A, from risk identification through to monitoring and control A, highlights the importance of proactive planning, strategic mitigation, and continuous oversight to ensure project success amidst potential challenges in a dynamic industry. Identify the risk. First phase involves identifying and defining potential risks with your project team. Essential to understand and document all possible risks that could impact the project. Analyze the risk. Once risks are identified, analyze each one to assess its likelihood of occurring and its potential impact on the project. Focus on serious risks with high probabilities as they pose significant threats. Evaluate the risk. Use the results from risk analysis to prioritize risks based on their severity and potential impact on project objectives. Helps in determining which risks require immediate attention and resources. Treat the risk. Develop risk treatment plans to manage and mitigate identified risks. Plans may include avoidance, mitigation, transfer, or acceptance strategies based on the nature and severity of each risk. Serious risks necessitate detailed mitigation plans to minimize their impact. Monitor and control the risk. Assign team members responsibility for ongoing monitoring, tracking, and mitigation of risks throughout the project lifecycle. Regularly review and update risk management plans as project conditions change or new risks emerge. Ensures proactive management of risks to prevent potential disruptions or negative impacts on project goals. This summary outlines the systematic approach of risk management, emphasizing the importance of proactive identification, thorough analysis, strategic planning, and continuous monitoring to enhance project success and minimize potential threats. Uncover opportunities using risk management. Larry Jeffers Race Cars example. Understanding opportunities. Definition: opportunities are potential positive outcomes resulting from effective risk management practices. Importance: they can accelerate project timelines, reduce project costs, or enhance overall project success. Examples of opportunities at Larry Jeffers Race Cars: completing project milestones ahead of schedule. Metric: complete the chassis design phase 10% faster than the initial timeline of 6 months. Strategy: implement lean manufacturing principles and agile project management methodologies. Conduct weekly progress reviews and adjust schedules dynamically. Securing discounted materials for cost savings. Metric: achieve a 15% cost reduction in specialized materials procurement compared to the budgeted amount of $100,000. Strategy: negotiate long-term supplier contracts with a 5% discount on bulk purchases of carbon fiber and aluminum alloys used in chassis construction. Accessing additional resources, skilled personnel, investments, equipment. Metric: increase project resource capacity by 20% through strategic partnerships with 2 engineering firms. Strategy: collaborate with partner firms to share resources such as CNC machining capabilities and technical expertise in aerodynamics and material science. Recognizing opportunities. Process: apply risk management phases. Identify, analyze, evaluate, treat, and control A to proactively identify potential opportunities. Techniques: conduct bi-weekly brainstorming sessions with project teams to explore innovative solutions. Utilize lessons learned from previous projects to identify potential opportunities early in the project lifecycle. Integration with risk management plan. Dual focus: develop comprehensive risk management strategies that include both risk mitigation and opportunity exploitation plans. Planning: outline contingency plans to leverage identified opportunities, ensuring they align with project goals and objectives. Establish clear criteria for when to pivot resources to capitalize on emerging opportunities. Project manager's role, responsibility: maintain continuous vigilance in identifying and evaluating potential opportunities throughout the project lifecycle. Strategy: integrate opportunity management strategies into the overall project risk management plan to optimize project outcomes. Ensure that the team remains agile and adaptable to seize opportunities as they arise. Conclusion: by integrating opportunities into the risk management process, Larry Jeffers Race Cars can not only mitigate potential risks but also capitalize on positive outcomes. This approach ensures enhanced project success, efficient resource utilization, and achievement of project objectives through proactive management of both risks and opportunities. This detailed scenario demonstrates how Larry Jeffers Race Cars can effectively utilize risk management principles to maximize project opportunities, achieve operational efficiencies, and deliver superior outcomes in automotive engineering and racing projects. Uncover opportunities using risk management. Understanding opportunities. Definition: opportunities are potential positive outcomes resulting from managing risks effectively. Importance: they can accelerate project goals, reduce costs, or enhance project outcomes. Examples of opportunities: completing project milestones ahead of schedule. Securing discounted materials for cost savings. Accessing additional resources such as skilled personnel, investments, or equipment. Recognizing opportunities. Process: use the same risk management phases: identify, analyze, evaluate, treat, and control A to identify and plan for potential opportunities. Techniques: utilize brainstorming sessions, draw from project history, and leverage prior experience to identify and capitalize on opportunities. Integration with risk management plan. Dual focus: Develop strategies not only to mitigate risks but also to seize opportunities that arise. Planning. Outline proactive steps to take advantage of identified opportunities during project execution. Project manager's role, responsibility. Remain vigilant in identifying potential opportunities throughout the project lifecycle. Strategy. Incorporate opportunities into the risk management plan to enhance project success and achieve objectives efficiently. Further resources. Refer to comprehensive guides and articles on integrating risk management strategies to maximize project opportunities. Conclusion. Incorporating opportunities into the risk management process allows project managers to not only mitigate potential negative events but also to proactively capitalize on positive outcomes. By leveraging effective risk management techniques, such as identification, analysis, evaluation, treatment, and control, project teams can enhance project outcomes and achieve goals more effectively. Tools to help identify risks. Importance of planning for risks. All projects carry risks, but planning helps achieve project goals. Be prepared for potential risks. Tools and techniques to identify risks. Brainstorming, effective for spontaneous idea sharing. Involves gathering a diverse team for varied perspectives. Use RASI charts to decide who to invite. Scenario. At Larry Jeffers Race Cars, a brainstorming session is organized to identify potential risks in the development of a new dragster model. The team includes engineers, designers, procurement specialists, and marketing personnel. The RASI chart is used to determine that engineers are responsible, R, designers are accountable, A, procurement specialists are consulted, C, and marketing personnel are informed, I. Cause and effect diagrams, fishbone diagrams, identify possible causes of risks. Helps trace back from the risk to potential causes. Example, supplier missing deadlines could be due to poor delegation or lack of tracking tools. Scenario. The team at Larry Jeffers Race Cars uses a fishbone diagram to analyze why their suppliers might miss deadlines. They identify causes such as poor communication, inadequate tracking systems, and insufficient supplier capacity. Managing long lists of potential risks. Risk register table or chart listing identified risks. Scenario. The risk register for the new dragster project at Larry Jeffers Race Cars includes risks such as supply chain delays, cost overruns, and engineering challenges. Each risk is documented with its description, potential impact, likelihood, and mitigation strategies. Risk assessment techniques assess how likely a risk is to occur and its potential impact. Scenario. The risk register includes a risk where the supplier might delay delivery of critical parts. This is assessed as having a high likelihood, 70%, and a high impact, could delay project by 2 months. Probability and impact matrix helps prioritize risks based on likelihood and impact. Impact and probability rated as high, medium, or low. Inherent risk rating combines probability and impact. High impact and high probability risks need detailed mitigation plans. Ensure the matrix is accessible and easy to understand. Scenario. For the dragster project, a probability and impact matrix is created. Risks like supply chain delays, high probability, high impact, are prioritized. Another risk, such as minor design changes, low probability, low impact, is given a lower priority. The matrix is color-coded and uses symbols to ensure accessibility for all team members. Understanding risk appetite. Organizational risk appetite determines how risks are managed. Different stakeholders may have varying tolerances for risk levels. Scenario. Larry Jeffers Race Cars has a moderate risk appetite. They are willing to accept minor delays but are not tolerant of significant cost overruns. This appetite is communicated to all stakeholders to align their expectations. Final steps in risk management. Update risk register with high, medium, and low ratings. Focus on medium to high risks for detailed mitigation planning. Scenario. After assessing the risks, the risk register for the dragster project is updated. High priority risks include supply chain delays and engineering challenges. The team develops mitigation plans such as having backup suppliers and allocating additional resources to the engineering team. Measurable specified detailed numerical metrics. Budget impact. Supply chain delays could increase costs by 15%, from $500,000 to $575,000. Mitigation strategy involves negotiating with suppliers for bulk discounts to reduce potential cost increases to 10%. Schedule impact. High impact risk. Supply chain delays could extend the project timeline by 2 months. Mitigation involves expediting shipping for critical parts, reducing the delay to 1 month. Quality metrics. Risk of engineering challenges could result in a 5% increase in defect rates, from 2% to 7%. Mitigation involves implementing additional quality checks, reducing the defect rate increase to 3%. Performance metrics: potential risk of not meeting performance specs, for example, dragster not reaching the expected speed of 350 miles per hour. Mitigation involves additional testing phases, ensuring the dragster meets or exceeds performance specs with a margin of 5 miles per hour. By applying these tools and techniques within the context of Larry Jeffers race cars, you can gain a deeper understanding of risk identification and management in a real-world scenario. Tools to help identify risks. Detailed summary: importance of planning for risks. All projects carry risks, but planning helps achieve project goals. Be prepared for potential risks. Tools and techniques to identify risks. Brainstorming, effective for spontaneous idea sharing. Involves gathering a diverse team for varied perspectives. Use RASI charts to decide who to invite. Cause and effect diagrams, fishbone diagrams, identify possible causes of risks. Helps trace back from the risks to potential causes. Example, supplier missing deadlines could be due to poor delegation or lack of tracking tools. Managing long lists of potential risks. Risk register table or chart listing identified risks. Risk assessment techniques assess how likely a risk is to occur and its potential impact. Probability and impact matrix helps prioritize risks based on likelihood and impact. Impact and probability rated as high, medium, or low. Inherent risk rating combines probability and impact. High impact and high probability risks need detailed mitigation plans. Ensure the matrix is accessible and easy to understand. Understanding risk appetite. Organizational risk appetite determines how risks are managed. Different stakeholders may have varying tolerances for risk levels. Final steps in risk management. Update risk register with high, medium, and low ratings. Focus on medium to high risks for detailed mitigation planning. How to create a fishbone diagram. Larry Jeffers Race Cars Company, fishbone diagram example scenario, identifying causes of project delays for a new dragster build. Define the problem. Project delays in building a new alcohol dragster. Add this problem to the head of the fishbone diagram. Identify the categories relevant to the project: people, technology, materials, transportation, environment, procedures. Add these categories to the fishbone diagram. Brainstorm the causes. People: lack of skilled labor, 4 people short, affecting 20% of tasks. Communication issues, 5 missed meetings, causing 15% of delays. Training gaps, 30% of staff not fully trained on new procedures. Technology: outdated equipment, 2 critical machines, reducing productivity by 25%. Software issues, 3 software crashes per week, resulting in 10 hours of downtime. Inadequate IT support, 1 IT support person for 50 employees. Materials: delayed shipments, 7 days late on average, affecting 40% of supply chain. Low quality parts, 3% defect rate, causing rework on 10% of assemblies. Supplier reliability, 2 out of 5 suppliers with consistent delays. Transportation: limited truck availability, 2 trucks available, need 4, causing 25% of delivery delays. Traffic delays, average 30 minutes delay per trip, resulting in 5 hours lost per week. Fleet maintenance issues, 15% of trucks under repair at any given time. Environment: weather conditions, 5 days of rain affecting work, causing 10% of outdoor tasks to be rescheduled. Workshop space, 10% of required space available, leading to 20% of tasks being delayed due to space constraints. Noise levels, 85 decibels average, impacting worker concentration and efficiency. Procedures: inefficient processes, 3 extra steps in assembly, adding 20 minutes per task. Lack of standard procedures, 2 missing protocols, causing 30% variability in task completion times. Document management, 25% of documents not updated, leading to miscommunication. Analyze the causes. People: root cause, lack of skilled labor is critical, contributing to 20% of overall project delays. Mitigation: hire 4 additional skilled workers, increase training budget by $15,000 to ensure all staff are fully trained. Technology: root cause, outdated equipment and frequent software crashes. Mitigation: upgrade 2 critical machines at a cost of $50,000, invest $10,000 in new software, and hire an additional IT support person. Materials: root cause, delayed shipments have a high impact. Mitigation: negotiate better delivery schedules with suppliers, and allocate a $20,000 contingency fund for expedited shipping when necessary. Transportation: root cause, limited truck availability is a significant factor. Mitigation: Lease 2 additional trucks at $5,000 per month, and implement a new route planning system to reduce traffic delays by 10%. Environment, root cause, weather conditions are beyond control, but workshop space can be addressed. Mitigation, expand workshop space by 50%, costing $100,000, and install noise-cancelling systems to reduce noise levels to 70 decibels. Procedures, root cause, inefficient processes and missing protocols need immediate attention. Mitigation, streamline assembly processes to eliminate 3 extra steps, saving 20 minutes per task, and develop 2 new standard procedures to reduce variability by 15%. Key takeaway: identifying root causes through a fishbone diagram helps prioritize areas for improvement. Addressing the root causes will help mitigate risks and reduce project delays. After identifying the root causes, develop mitigation strategies such as hiring skilled labor, upgrading equipment, negotiating better material delivery schedules, and optimizing procedures. Fictional numerical details and mitigation plans. Hiring skilled labor cost $120,000 annually for 4 skilled workers. Impact: reduce project delays by 20%, improving project timeline by 10 days. Upgrading equipment and software cost $60,000 for equipment upgrades and new software. Impact: increase productivity by 25%, saving 15 hours per week. Improving material delivery cost $20,000 contingency fund for expedited shipping. Impact: reduce shipment delays by 50%, ensuring timely supply chain management. Leasing additional trucks cost $60,000 annually for 2 additional trucks. Impact: decrease delivery delays by 25%, saving 5 hours per week. Expanding workshop space cost $100,000 for expansion. Impact: increase available workspace by 50%, reducing task delays by 20%. Streamlining procedures cost $10,000 for process optimization. Impact: save 20 minutes per task, improving overall efficiency by 15%. By implementing these mitigation strategies, Larry Jeffers Race Cars Company can significantly reduce project delays and ensure the successful and timely completion of the new alcohol dragster build. Tools to help identify risks. Detailed summary: importance of planning for risks. All projects carry risks, but planning helps achieve project goals. Be prepared for potential risks. Tools and techniques to identify risks. Brainstorming, effective for spontaneous idea sharing. Involves gathering a diverse team for varied perspectives. Use RASI charts to decide who to invite. Cause and effect diagrams, fishbone diagrams, identify possible causes of risks. Helps trace back from a risk to potential causes. Example: supplier missing deadlines could be due to poor delegation or lack of tracking tools. Managing long lists of potential risks. Risk register, a table or chart listing identified risks. Risk assessment techniques assess how likely a risk is to occur and its potential impact. Probability and impact matrix helps prioritize risks based on likelihood and impact. Impact and probability rated as high, medium, or low. Inherent risk rating combines probability and impact. High impact and high probability risks need detailed mitigation plans. Ensure the matrix is accessible and easy to understand. Understanding risk appetite. Organizational risk appetite determines how risks are managed. Different stakeholders may have varying tolerances for risk levels. Final steps in risk management. Update risk register with high, medium, and low ratings. Focus on medium to high risks for detailed mitigation planning. Creating a fishbone diagram. Detailed summary. Introduction to fishbone diagrams, also known as Ishikawa diagrams or cause and effect diagrams. Developed by Kaoru Ishikawa in the 1960s for quality control processes. Visual way to look at cause and effect, resembling a fish skeleton. Helps identify root causes of problems or risks. Case study: Miguel at Office Supply Incorporated. Define the problem clearly. Define the problem. Example: trouble delivering products to downtown office buildings on time. Add the problem to the head of the fishbone diagram. Identify the categories. Determine categories that could be causing the problem. Examples of categories: people, technology, materials, transportation, environment. Add categories to the fishbone diagram. Brainstorm the causes. Brainstorm possible causes within each category. Engage the team for diverse input. Fill in the fishbone diagram with causes related to each category. Pro tip: keep brainstorming judgment-free and focus on behaviors, not individuals. Analyze the causes. Identify the root cause of the problem. Distinguish between contributing factors and the root cause. Example: lack of forklifts versus no set delivery schedule and city traffic issues. Adjust project plans based on root cause analysis. Pro tip: use fishbone diagrams in both risk planning and execution phases. Key takeaway: fishbone diagrams help visualize potential causes of problems and measure their impact. Steps to create a fishbone diagram: define the problem. Identify the categories. Brainstorm the causes. Analyze the causes. After creating the diagram, determine how to mitigate the risk. Scenario: boosting quarterly sales and enhancing workshop efficiency. 1. Vision. Goal: increase quarterly sales by 20% and improve workshop efficiency by 15%. 2. Plan your execution. Sales goals: identify key goals, increase sales from $500,000 to $600,000. Key tasks: launch a new marketing campaign targeting racing enthusiasts. Host 2 customer engagement events. Introduce a referral program. Efficiency goals: identify key goals, reduce average car build time from 20 days to 17 days. Key tasks: implement a new project management software. Train staff on lean manufacturing techniques. Optimize workshop layout for better workflow. Focus on who, marketing campaign, hire a digital marketing specialist. Customer engagement events, collaborate with a local event planner. Referral program, engage a sales consultant to design the program. Project management software, bring in an IT consultant for software setup and training. Lean manufacturing, hire a lean manufacturing expert for staff training. 3. Control your process. Weekly review and planning. Week 1, sales, launch marketing campaign, plan first engagement event. Efficiency, set up project management software, begin staff training. Week 2, sales, run ads, finalize details for engagement event. Efficiency, continue training, start workflow optimization. Week 3, sales, host first engagement event, start referral program. Efficiency, monitor software use, implement new layout changes. Weekly adjustments, review progress every Monday. Adjust tasks based on previous week's performance. Reallocate resources if necessary to stay on track. 4. Measure your progress. Results metrics: sales increase, measure weekly sales growth. Week 4 target, $150,000, 25% of goal. Week 8 target, $300,000, 50% of goal. Week 12 target, $600,000, 100% of goal. Efficiency improvement, track average car build time weekly. Week 4 target, 19 days. Week 8 target, 18 days. Week 12 target, 17 days. Execution metrics, task completion rate: Week 1, complete 85% of marketing tasks, 80% of efficiency tasks. Week 2, maintain 90% task completion in both areas. Week 3, aim for 100% task completion. Task metrics: number of ads run, event attendance, staff trained, layout changes implemented. Detailed numerical metrics. Sales metrics: marketing campaign, ads run, 50 ads on various platforms per week. Click-through rate, CTR, aim for 5% center. Conversion rate, 10% of clicks result in sales. Customer engagement events, attendance, 100 attendees per event. Post-event sales, $50,000 increase in sales after each event. Referral program, referrals generated, 50 referrals in 12 weeks. Conversion rate, 30% of referrals result in sales. Efficiency metrics, project management software, task completion time, reduced time by 10% in first 4 weeks. User adoption rate, 90% of staff using software daily. Lean manufacturing training, training sessions, 10 sessions completed in 12 weeks. Staff trained, 100% of staff trained. Workshop layout optimization, workflow efficiency, 15% increase in efficiency metrics, for example, reduced movement waste. Build time reduction, decrease average build time by 3 days. Implementation tips. Time management, strategic block, allocate 3 hours daily for strategic tasks like planning marketing strategies. Buffer block, dedicate 1 hour daily for responding to emails and minor tasks. Breakout block, ensure 1 hour daily for breaks and mental rest. Intentional imbalance, focus areas, prioritize marketing and efficiency improvements over other less critical areas. Avoid too many goals, key focus, stick to the main goals of increasing sales and improving efficiency. Create a routine, daily routine, establish a routine for daily planning, task execution, and review. Model week, Example week, Monday, review last week, plan current week, focus on strategic marketing tasks. Tuesday to Thursday, execute plan tasks, monitor progress. Friday, review weekly progress, adjust plans as needed, train staff. Focus on strengths, task allocation, assign tasks based on individual strengths within the team. Say number commitment management, decline non-essential tasks and commitments that don't align with main goals. Avoid multitasking, single task focus, ensure team members focus on one task at a time for better efficiency. Accept incomplete tasks, task prioritization, prioritize strategic tasks, let non-essential tasks wait if necessary. Celebrate progress, recognition, celebrate small wins weekly and major milestones at the end of 12 weeks. Bonus tip, sleep well, sleep schedule, encourage a consistent sleep schedule for better productivity and well-being. By applying these principles and metrics, Larry Jeffers race cars can achieve substantial progress in just 12 weeks, making each week count towards significant growth and efficiency improvements. Key concepts: annual goals versus 12-week year. Traditional annual goals and 12-month plans are often ineffective. The 12-week year program focuses on achieving more in 12 weeks than others do in 12 months. Benefits of the 12-week year: no seasons, weeks replace months and each day accounts for a week. Every day and week become crucial. Frequent deadlines: year-end push and excitement happen 4 times a year. Immediate deadlines foster a sense of urgency. Short-term planning: a 12-week plan removes assumptions and allows for accurate execution. Shorter time frame for precise planning. Quick feedback, immediate results and the ability to course correct quickly. No need to wait an entire year to assess progress. Frequent celebrations, for opportunities to reflect and recharge. More chances to finish the year strong. 4-step formula: vision, create a clear vision of your perfect year. Dream big without worrying about how to achieve it initially. Plan your execution, identify a few essential goals. List key tasks for each goal and plan their execution. Focus on who can help achieve tasks, not just how to do them. Control your process, review progress weekly and adjust plans as needed. Create a new weekly plan every Monday. Measure your progress, focus on measuring both results and execution. Execution is key to achieving goals. 10 tips for implementation: time management, split your day into strategic, buffer, and breakout blocks. Intentional imbalance, direct time and energy toward key areas of life. Avoid too many goals, focus on a few essential goals. Create a routine, establish routines for sleep, work, and daily tasks. Model week, design a realistic model week to fit all tasks. Focus on strengths, work on tasks based on strengths, not weaknesses. Say number decline commitments that don't align with your goals. Avoid multitasking, focus on one task at a time to prevent burnout. Accept incomplete tasks, some tasks won't get done, and that's okay. Prioritize strategic tasks. Celebrate progress, even if goals aren't met, celebrate progress and start again. Bonus tip, sleep well, prioritize sleep for productivity and well-being. Personal note from the summarizer: the reason for summarizing this book is to improve personal planning skills. This summary covers the key points and actionable steps from the 12-week year, providing a clear and concise guide to implementing its principles. Top interview questions for Inventory Manager 1. Duties of an Inventory Manager scenario. At Larry Jeffers Race Cars, the Inventory Manager, Dean Aries Targaryen, has developed a comprehensive inventory management plan. This includes maintaining a procurement budget of $500,000 per quarter, ensuring inventory stock levels for 200 unique parts, with a minimum safety stock of 20 units per part, managing a team of 5 staff members to oversee inventory control, reducing overstock by 15% and shortages by 20% over the past year. 2. When should reorders be placed? Scenario: Dean Aries uses different reordering methods based on the type of parts. Fixed order quantities: orders are placed when any part's safety stock level, 20 units, is reached. For instance, brake pads are reordered when the stock drops to 20 units. Fixed period systems: reordering is done every 30 days for consumable items like lubricants, regardless of the stock level. Just-in-time systems: for high-demand custom parts, reorders are placed as soon as an order is received to match supply with demand, ensuring no stockouts. 3. Importance of procurement in inventory control scenario: Dean Aries maintains strong relationships with 15 key vendors to ensure timely delivery of parts. By negotiating contracts, Dean Aries has reduced lead times by 10% and secured an average cost saving of 5% on bulk purchases. 4. Physical count of inventory scenario. During the quarterly physical count, Dean Aries and her team record the classification, location, and stock number for each part. For example, they verify and record 150 sets of piston rings, part #PR150, stored in warehouse section A3. 5. Purpose of ABC analysis scenario. Dean Aries conducts ABC analysis to categorize inventory items. A items, high value, 10% of items, 20 parts, contribute to 70% of the inventory value. For example, custom engines. B items, medium value, 20% of items, 40 parts, contribute to 20% of the inventory value. For example, suspension systems. C items, low value, 70% of items, 140 parts, contribute to 10% of the inventory value. For example, nuts and bolts. 6. Objectives of size analysis scenario. Dean Aries uses size analysis to manage inventory movements. X items, regularly issued items like tires. For example, issued value of $50,000 per month. Y items, items with moderate issue frequency. For example, received value of $30,000 per quarter. Z items, surplus items like obsolete parts. For example, surplus value of $10,000 annually. 7. Advantages of fixed position layout scenario. At Larry Jeffers race cars, the fixed position layout minimizes handling of large car frames, which are built on site, handling requirements reduced by 25%. Flexibility for design changes allows 10 different customizations. High adaptability accommodates production of 5 different car models. 8. Types of inventories scenario. Dean Aries manages 4 types of inventories. Raw materials, $100,000 worth of steel and aluminum. Work in progress, $200,000 worth of partially assembled cars. Finished goods, $300,000 worth of ready-to-ship race cars. Maintenance, repair, and overhaul, $50,000 worth of spare parts. 9. Basic purpose of an inventory system scenario. The inventory system at Larry Jeffers race cars keeps accurate records for 500 unique SKUs. This system supports financial accounting with accurate stock valuation of $1 million. Ensures stock replenishment every 30 days. Enhances customer order fulfillment by maintaining 98% accuracy in stock availability. 10. Inventory sheet scenario. An inventory sheet at Larry Jeffers race cars lists type, engine block. Price per unit, $2,500. Amount, 20 units. SKU/serial number, EB2500. 11. Inventory management software scenario. The company uses software to track inventory levels, 500 SKUs. Sales orders, 200 orders per month. Deliveries, 150 shipments per month. 12. Inventory management methods scenario. Dean Aries employs push technique for standard parts, reordering based on forecasted demand. Pull technique for custom parts, reordering based on actual demand. Just-in-time technique for high-value components, minimizing holding costs. 13. Beginning inventory scenario. At the start of the fiscal year, the beginning inventory value is $800,000, recorded in the financial statements. 14. Quantitative forecasting scenario. Dean Aries uses historical sales data to forecast demand. Informed opinion predicts a 10% increase in engine block sales. Market research identifies a trend towards lightweight materials. Delphi method uses expert consensus to forecast a 5% decrease in demand for certain parts. 15. Average inventory scenario. The average inventory over a quarter is $750,000, calculated by averaging the inventory values at the beginning and end of the period. 16. Purpose of an inventory tracker scenario. The inventory tracker shows real-time levels for each SKU, ensuring Dean Aries can manage 500 SKUs efficiently. 17. EOUC model scenario. Dean Aries calculates the EOUC for steel sheets. Demand, 10,000 sheets per year. Holding cost, $1 per sheet per year. Order cost, $50 per order. EOUC, as 28 10,000 50, 1, equals 1,000 sheets per order. 18. Types of forecasting models scenario. Dean Aries uses time series analysis to predict next month's demand based on past sales data. Qualitative techniques to gather expert opinions on market trends. Causal models to analyze the impact of promotional campaigns on sales. 19. Store management scenario. Store management ensures efficient storekeeping and stock control activities, collection, inspection, acceptance, stock control. Efficiency achieves a 95% accuracy rate in inventory records. 20. Techniques of JIT, just-in-time, scenario. Larry Jeffers Race Cars implements pool manufacturing system based on real-time customer orders. Kanban uses visual signals for restocking parts. Continuous improvement, Kaizen, regularly reviews processes for efficiency gains. 21. Plant layout scenario. The plant layout arranges machinery and equipment for optimal efficiency, coordination, enhances workflow between different departments. Efficiency reduces material handling costs by 10%. 22. Basic plant layout scenario. Dean Aries evaluates different layouts, process layout, for customization and flexibility. Hybrid layout combines benefits of process and product layouts. Product layout, for high volume, standardized production. Fixed position layout, for large, immobile products. 23. Vendor evaluation scenario. Dean Aries evaluates vendors based on quantitative criteria, delivery times, defect rates, cost. Performance rates vendors on a scale of 1 to 5, aiming for an average score of 4. 24. Variety reduction scenario. Dean Aries standardizes parts to reduce variety, product types, reduces the number of types from 50 to 30. Efficiency simplifies inventory management and reduces costs. 25. Types of production layout scenario. Dean Aries considers product layout for efficient assembly lines. Process layout for flexibility in customization. Combination layout for balance between efficiency and flexibility. 26. Functions of a store scenario. Store functions include collection and inspection, ensures quality and quantity of received goods. Stock control maintains inventory levels. Service information provides data for decision-making. 27. Resource types in supply chain management scenario. Dean Aries manages resources, vendors, 15 key suppliers. Machines, 20 production machines. Human resources, 50 staff members. Location, 3 warehouses. Tools and facilities, advanced manufacturing equipment. 28. Service life cycle scenario. Dean Aries identifies product stages, introduction, new lightweight materials. Growth, increasing demand for hybrid engines. Maturity, stable sales for standard parts. Decline, decreasing demand for older models. 29. Quarterly forecasting scenario. Dean Aries analyzes expenses and revenue. Projected revenue, $2 million per quarter. Projected expenses, $1.5 million per quarter. Net profit, $500,000 per quarter. 30. Types of codification scenario. Dean Aries uses alphabetical codification, parts categorized by name. Decimal codification, parts assigned numerical codes. Mnemonic codification, codes based on part characteristics. Combined codification, mix of alphabetical and numerical codes for complex parts. These fictional scenarios illustrate key concepts in inventory management, providing practical examples and numerical metrics to deepen understanding. Top interview questions for Inventory Manager 1. Duties of an inventory manager: develop and implement an inventory management plan. Handle materials procurement, inventory stock levels, facility needs, and personnel management. Direct staff handling inventory control. Efficiently manage overstocking or shortages. 2. When should reorders be placed? Depends on the control system and lead time. Fixed order quantities, when safety stock is reached. Fixed period systems, at set time periods. Just-in-time systems, match demand with supply to avoid stockouts. 3. Importance of procurement in inventory control: backbone of inventory management. Maintain liaison with vendors, suppliers, and customers. Ensure timely supply and avoid shortages. 4. Physical count of inventory record: classification, location, and number in stock. 5. Purpose of ABC analysis: determines inventory value based on business importance. Ranks items by demand, cost, and risk. Groups items into classes. 6. Objectives of size analysis: take out issued items value from stores. Take out received items value at any day. Take out surplus items value. 7. Advantages of fixed position layout: minimizes handling requirements. Flexible for product design changes. High adaptability for variety of products and intermittent demand. 8. Types of inventories: raw materials, work in progress, finished goods, maintenance, repair, and overhaul. 9. Basic purpose of an inventory system: keep a proper record of stockroom supplies. Important for financial accounting, stock replenishment, customer order fulfillment, and item location. 10. Inventory sheet: a checklist of inventory type, price per unit, amount, and SKU/serial number. 11. Inventory management software tracks inventory levels, sales orders, and deliveries. 12. Inventory management methods: push technique, pull technique, just-in-time technique. 13. Beginning inventory: book value of inventory at the start of an accounting period. 14. Quantitative forecasting: useful for forecasting future data based on past data. Includes informed opinion, market research, Delphi method, and historical life cycle analogy. 15. Average inventory: average value of inventory over a specific time period. Can vary from the median value of the same dataset. 16. Purpose of an inventory tracker: allows real-time tracking of inventory levels of each SKU. 17. EOQ model: economic order quantity. Ideal order quantity to minimize holding costs, shortage costs, and order costs. 18. Types of forecasting models: time series analysis and projection. Qualitative techniques. Causal models. 19. Store management: ensures efficient and economical storekeeping and stock control. 20. Techniques of JIT, just-in-time, pull manufacturing system. Kanban manufacturing system. Continuous improvement, Kaizen. Total quality control, TQC. Preventive maintenance, TPM. Cooperation and involvement. 21. Plant layout: physical arrangement of industrial facilities for coordination and efficiency. 22. Basic plant layouts: process layout, hybrid layout, product layout, fixed position layout. 23. Vendor evaluation: process of evaluating and approving suppliers on a quantitative basis. 24. Variety reduction: standardization that reduces the number of product types to meet needs. 25. Types of production layouts: product or line layout, process layout, combination of product and line layouts. 26. Functions of a store: collection, inspection, and acceptance. Feedback to materials control section. Stock control. Stores accounting. Service information. Help in standardization and variety reduction. 27. Resource types in supply chain management: vendor, machine, human resources, location, tool, and facility. 28. Service life cycle: identifying the stage of a product or service at a given time. 29. Quarterly forecasting: analysis of predicted future expenses and revenue. 30. Types of codification: alphabetical codification, decimal codification, mnemonic codification, combined alphabetical and numerical codification. For more such videos, subscribe to our channel. Detailed fictional scenario examples with Larry Jeffers Race Cars Company. Single point of failure risks definition: a risk that could cause significant disruption or shutdown of a project if it materializes. Importance: requires early planning due to its potential to critically impact project completion. Example: relying on a single SME for critical system advice can be a single point of failure. Case study: Larry Jeffers Race Cars and Specialty Parts Supplier Risk Scenario. Larry Jeffers Race Cars, LJRC, relies on a specialty parts supplier for high-performance engine components used in their drag racing cars. The supplier has informed LJRC that due to supply chain issues, the delivery times for these parts will double, severely impacting LJRC's project timeline. Mitigation strategies: avoid action. LJRC decides to redesign the engine to use more readily available parts from multiple suppliers. Metric: redesign cost of $50,000 reduces dependency on a single supplier by 70%. Minimize action: LJRC secures contracts with 2 additional suppliers who can provide similar engine components, thus diversifying their supply chain. Metric: backup suppliers can cover 60% of the needed parts, ensures no more than 20% delay in case of primary supplier failure. Transfer action: LJRC partners with a North American distributor that stocks parts from various international suppliers, shifting the supply chain risk to this distributor. Metric: distributor contract cost of $30,000 annually reduces supply chain risk by 80%. Accept active acceptance: LJRC sets aside an additional $100,000 to cover expedited shipping and potential overtime costs for accelerated assembly once parts arrive. Metric: project budget increased by $100,000 mitigates the financial impact of delayed parts. Passive acceptance: not recommended for critical components, but in this scenario, LJRC decides against passive acceptance due to the high stakes involved. Risk mitigation strategies explained: avoid, action, change the plan or approach to eliminate the risk. Example in context: LJRC redesigns the engine to avoid reliance on a single supplier. Metric: implementation cost versus reduction in risk. Minimize, action, implement workarounds to lessen the impact of the risk. Example in context: LJRC contracts additional suppliers to minimize the risk of delay. Metric: percentage reduction in potential delays. Transfer, action, shift the risk management responsibility to another party. Example in context: LJRC uses a distributor to manage supply chain risks. Metric: contract cost versus risk reduction. Accept, action, recognize the risk and prepare to handle its consequences. Active acceptance. Example: LJRC increases the budget to manage potential delays. Metric: budget increase versus preparedness for risk. Key takeaway: preparedness: having strategies to avoid, minimize, transfer, and accept risks, particularly single point of failure risks, enhances the project's resilience and ability to handle potential disruptions. Example metrics in context: redesign cost, $50,000. Backup supplier coverage, 60% of parts needed. Distributor contract cost, $30,000 annually. Budget increase for active acceptance, $100,000. Risk reduction percentage: avoidance, 70% minimization, 60% transfer, 80% acceptance, budget set aside. By implementing these strategies and understanding the metrics involved, LJRC can effectively manage the risk of a single point of failure, ensuring the success of their high-performance drag racing car projects. Single point of failure risks definition: a risk that could cause significant disruption or shutdown of a project if it materializes. Importance: requires early planning due to its potential to critically impact project completion. Example: relying on a single SME for critical system advice can be a single point of failure. Case study: office green and seed supplier risk scenario. Office green relies on plant seeds from South America. New export tax makes seeds expensive and puts the project at risk. Mitigation strategies: avoid, use a different type of seed that is more widely available to sidestep the risk entirely. Minimize, use both the original South American supplier and a supplier from a neighboring country to reduce the risk impact. Transfer, shift the risk to a North American supplier who sources seeds from various South American countries. Accept, active acceptance, set aside extra funds to manage the increased cost or find another supplier. Passive acceptance, do nothing, but this is not recommended for single point of failure risks. Risk mitigation strategies explained: avoid, eliminate the risk by changing the plan or approach. Minimize, implement workarounds to lessen the impact of the risk. Transfer, shift the risk management responsibility to another party. Accept, recognize the risk and prepare to handle its consequences, either actively by setting aside resources or passively by doing nothing, not recommended for critical risks. Key takeaway: preparedness: having strategies to avoid, minimize, transfer, and accept risks, particularly single point of failure risks, enhances the project's resilience and ability to handle potential disruptions. Visualizing dependency relationships in a Larry Jeffers race cars project. Types of dependencies: dependencies, relationships between two project tasks where the completion or initiation of one task depends on the other. Finish to start, FS, definition: task A must be completed before task B can start. Example: task A, finish designing the chassis. Task B, start fabricating the chassis. Metric: design completion time, for example, 120 hours. Finish to finish, FF, definition: task A must finish before task B can finish. Example: task A, finish engine assembly. Task B, finish installing the engine in the car. Metric: assembly time, for example, 50 hours. Start to start, SS, definition: task B can't begin until task A begins. Both tasks start at the same time and run in parallel. Example: task A, start painting the car body. Task B, start preparing the interior for installation. Metric: simultaneous start time, for example, 9 a.m. on Monday. Start to finish, SF, definition, task A must begin before task B can be completed. Example, task A, start wiring the car's electrical system. Task B, complete the final quality check. Metric, wiring start time, for example, 8 a.m. on Wednesday. Dependency graphs purpose, visual representations of the flow of work in the project, showing how tasks are interconnected and their dependencies. Example scenario, building a race car at Larry Jeffers Race Cars. Tasks and relationships, activity A, design the chassis. Relationship, start, activity B, fabricate the chassis. Relationship, after A, activity C, assemble the engine. Relationship, parallel with B, activity D, install the engine. Relationship, after B and C, activity E, paint the car. Relationship, after D, activity F, perform final quality check. Relationship, after E, activity G, prepare the interior. Relationship, parallel with E, activity H, final assembly. Relationship, after F and G, dependency graph breakdown. Task A, design the chassis, 80 hours. Task B, fabricate the chassis, 200 hours. Task C, assemble the engine, 120 hours. Task D, install the engine, 40 hours. Task E, paint the car, 30 hours. Task F, perform final quality check, 20 hours. Task G, prepare the interior, 30 hours. Task H, final assembly, 50 hours. Graph visualization, start A task A, 80 hours, task A task B, 200 hours, task A task C, 120 hours, parallel, task B task C A task D, 40 hours, task D A task E, 30 hours, task E A task F, 20 hours, task E A task G, 30 hours, parallel, task F task G A task H, 50 hours. Key takeaways: 4 types of task dependencies: finish to start, FS, finish to finish, FF, start to start, SS, start to finish, SF. Dependency graphs, visualize different dependencies. Map the flow of work. Identify associated risks. Example with numerical metrics. Design completion time, 80 hours. Fabrication time, 200 hours. Engine assembly time, 120 hours. Engine installation time, 40 hours. Painting time, 30 hours. Quality check time, 20 hours. Interior preparation time, 30 hours. Final assembly time, 50 hours. By understanding and utilizing these dependency types and visualizations, project managers at Larry Jeffers Race Cars can better plan, coordinate, and mitigate risks associated with task dependencies. Detailed summary: visualizing dependency relationships. Types of dependencies: relationships between two project tasks where the completion or initiation of one task depends on the other. Finish to start, FS, definition, task A must be completed before task B can start. Example, task A, finish putting on your socks. Task B, start putting on your shoes. Finish to finish, FF, definition, task A must finish before task B can finish. Example, task A, finish making the icing. Task B, finish decorating the cake. Start to start, SS, definition, task B can't begin until task A begins. Both tasks start at the same time and run in parallel. Example, task A, start paying for your train ride. Task B, start going home by boarding the train. Start to finish, SF, definition, task A must begin before task B can be completed. Example, task A, your friend's co-worker starts her shift. Task B, your friend finishes his shift. Dependency graphs purpose, visual representations of the flow of work in the project, showing how tasks are interconnected and their dependencies. Example scenario, making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches. Tasks and relationships, activity A, gather materials. Relationship, after starting the project, activity B, put jelly on a piece of bread. Relationship, after A, activity C, put peanut butter on a piece of bread. Relationship, after A, activity D, put both pieces of bread together. Relationship, after B and C, activity E, serve to kids. Relationship, after D, dependency graph breakdown. Task A, gather materials, bread, knife, jelly, peanut butter, plates, napkins. Task B, put jelly on one piece of bread. Task C, put peanut butter on the other piece of bread. Task D, put both pieces of bread together. Task E, serve a sandwich to kids. Graph visualization, start A task hit task U8 task B task U8 task C task B task C8 task D task D8 task E. Key takeaways: 4 types of task dependencies: finish to start, FS, finish to finish, FF, start to start, SS, start to finish, SF. Dependency graphs, visualize different dependencies. Map the flow of work. Identify associated risks. By understanding and utilizing these dependency types and visualizations, project managers can better plan, coordinate, and mitigate risks associated with task dependencies. Fictional scenario examples using Larry Jeffers race cars to illustrate the different task dependency types. Let's create detailed examples for each type. Start to start, SS, scenario. Larry Jeffers race cars is preparing for a major race event. Task A is testing the engine performance on the dyno to ensure it meets specifications. Task B is fabricating the chassis components. Both tasks need to start simultaneously to ensure the race car is ready on time. Dependency: Task A, engine testing, and Task B, chassis fabrication, start together to meet the deadline. Finish to start, FS, scenario. Larry Jeffers race cars is upgrading a customer's drag racing car. Task A is dismantling the old engine. Task B is installing the new engine. Task B cannot start until Task A finishes dismantling the old engine. Dependency: Task A, dismantle old engine, must finish before Task B, install new engine, can start. Start to finish, SF, scenario. Larry Jeffers race cars is developing a new aerodynamic package for their race cars. Task A is designing the aerodynamic components. Task B is wind tunnel testing. Task B needs to finish as soon as Task A starts designing to validate the designs. Dependency: Task A, design aerodynamic components, starts before Task B, wind tunnel testing, can finish. Finish to finish, FF, scenario. Larry Jeffers race cars is upgrading the suspension system of a race car. Task A is testing the new suspension setup. Task B is finalizing the adjustments based on test results. Both tasks need to finish before Task C, which is entering the race competition. Dependency: Task A, test suspension setup, and Task B, finalize adjustments, both need to finish before Task C, enter race competition, can start. These scenarios illustrate how each type of task dependency operates in the context of Larry Jeffers race cars, helping to manage timelines and dependencies effectively in their projects. Which type of dependency involves Task A and Task B starting simultaneously? Start to start, SS, in which dependency type must Task A finish before Task B can start? Finish to start, FS, which dependency type requires Task A to start before Task B can finish? Start to finish, SF, if Task A and Task B must both finish before a subsequent task can begin, what type of dependency is this? Finish to finish, FF, imagine Task A is scheduling a meeting, and Task B is preparing meeting materials. Which dependency type describes this relationship if both tasks are required to be completed at the same time? Start to start, SS. These questions should help reinforce our understanding of the different task dependency types commonly used in project management. Fictional scenario examples using Larry Jeffers race cars to reinforce understanding of the task dependency types. Start to start, SS, scenario. Larry Jeffers race cars is preparing for a new racing season. Task involves conducting driver training sessions to familiarize them with the new car modifications. Tasks B involves tuning the engine for optimal performance. Both tasks need to start simultaneously to ensure drivers can practice with the tuned engines. Dependency: Task A, driver training sessions, and Task B, engine tuning, start together to synchronize driver readiness with car performance. Finish to start, FS, scenario. Larry Jeffers race cars is designing a new chassis for improved aerodynamics. Task A is completing the wind tunnel testing to validate the design. Task B is starting the fabrication of the chassis based on the validated design. Task B cannot start until Task A finishes the wind tunnel testing. Dependency: Task A, wind tunnel testing, must finish before Task B, chassis fabrication, can start to ensure the design is finalized. Start to finish, SF, scenario. Larry Jeffers race cars is participating in a series of races across different locations. Task A involves scheduling the logistics for transporting race cars to various tracks. Task B involves the setup and assembly of pit equipment upon arrival at each location. Task B needs to be completed as soon as Task A starts to ensure everything is ready upon arrival. Dependency, Task A, logistics scheduling, starts before Task B, pit equipment setup, finishes to ensure timely race preparations. Finish to finish, FF, scenario, Larry Jeffers Race Cars is testing new suspension components. Task A involves conducting track tests to gather performance data. Task B involves analyzing the test results to make final adjustments. Both tasks need to finish before Task C, which involves signing off on the suspension design for production. Dependency, Task A, track testing, and Task B, analysis of test results, both need to finish before Task C, sign off on suspension design, starts to ensure comprehensive evaluation and approval. These scenarios demonstrate how each type of task dependency operates within the context of Larry Jeffers Race Cars, emphasizing the importance of sequencing and coordination in project management. Let's delve into a detailed fictional scenario using Larry Jeffers Race Cars to understand the start-to-finish, SF, dependency type. Scenario, start-to-finish, SF, in Larry Jeffers Race Cars. Larry Jeffers Race Cars is developing a new engine tuning process for their racing vehicles. The project involves several critical tasks, including research, testing, and implementation phases. Here's how the SF dependency type applies. Task A, research engine modifications. Description, engineers at Larry Jeffers Race Cars begin researching advanced modifications to improve engine performance. Duration, 4 weeks. Start date, January 1, 2024. Finish date, January 28, 2024. Task B, implement engine modifications. Description, once research is complete, mechanics start implementing the researched modifications on the prototype race car engines. Dependency, Task B cannot be completed until Task A begins to ensure that the modifications are based on the latest research findings. Duration, 6 weeks. Start date, January 28, 2024. Finish date, March 10, 2024. In this scenario, start to finish, SF, dependency, Task B, implement engine modifications, must start after Task A, research engine modifications, starts. Task B's completion depends on the initiation of Task A to ensure that the modifications are aligned with the latest research outcomes. Measurement metrics. Performance improvement, measure the percentage increase in engine horsepower and torque achieved after modifications. Time efficiency, compare the actual duration of Tasks B against the planned timeline to assess efficiency in implementation. Budget control, track the costs associated with purchasing parts and conducting modifications to ensure they align with the allocated budget. By using this fictional scenario at Larry Jeffers Race Cars, project managers can effectively manage start-to-finish dependencies, ensuring that tasks are sequenced appropriately to achieve project goals efficiently and within defined constraints. Start-to-start, SS. Question, Larry Jeffers Race Cars is preparing for an upcoming racing event. Task A involves assembling the chassis components, while Task B involves painting the chassis. Both tasks must start simultaneously to ensure timely completion. Which dependency type best describes the relationship between Task A and Task B? Options, A. Start to start, SS, B. Finish to start, FS, C. Start to finish, SF, D. Finish to finish, FF, finish to start, FS. Question, Larry Jeffers Race Cars is launching a new line of turbocharged engines. Task A involves finalizing the engine design, while Task B involves procuring the necessary components for assembly. Which dependency type requires Task A to be completed before Task B can start? Options, A. Start to start, SS, B. Finish to start, FS, C. Start to finish, SF, D. Finish to finish, FF, start to finish, SF. Question, Larry Jeffers Race Cars is developing a new tuning software. Task A involves programming the software interface, and Task B involves completing the user testing phase. Task B cannot be finished until Task A begins. Which dependency type best describes this scenario? Options, A. Start to start, SS, B. Finish to start, FS, C. Start to finish, SF, D. Finish to finish, FF, finish to finish, FF. Question, Larry Jeffers Race Cars is conducting wind tunnel testing for aerodynamic improvements. Task A involves completing the first round of testing, and Task B involves completing the second round of testing. Both tasks must finish before the analysis phase can begin. Which dependency type describes the relationship between task A and task B? Options: A. Start to start, SS, B. Finish to start, FS, C. Start to finish, SF, D. Finish to finish, FF. These questions aim to test understanding of how different task dependency types operate in project management scenarios, specifically using Larry Jeffers' race cars as a context. Here are the answers to the questions. Start to start, SS. Answer: A. Start to start, SS. Explanation: in this dependency type, task A, assembling chassis components, and task B, painting chassis, must both start simultaneously to ensure the project progresses as planned. Finish to start, FS. Answer: B. Finish to start, FS. Explanation: task B, procuring components for assembly, cannot start until task A, finalizing engine design, has been completed. This sequence ensures that the design is finalized before procurement begins. Start to finish, SF. Answer: C. Start to finish, SF. Explanation: task B, user testing phase, depends on task A, programming software interface, to start. Task B can only finish after task A begins, ensuring that the testant phase follows the programming phase. Finish to finish, FF. Answer: D. Finish to finish, FF. Explanation: both task A, first round of wind tunnel testing, and task B, second round of wind tunnel testing, must finish before the analysis phase can begin. This type of dependency ensures that all testing is completed before analysis starts. These answers illustrate how each type of task dependency operates within project management scenarios, using Larry Jeffers' race cars as a practical context. Fictional scenarios for each risk mitigation strategy at Larry Jeffers' race cars. Avoidance scenario: Larry Jeffers' race cars is planning to introduce a new composite material for their chassis construction to improve performance. They consider a supplier known for innovative materials but discover potential quality issues in previous batches. Example: they avoid the risk by selecting a supplier with a solid track record in delivering high-quality composite materials, ensuring reliability and performance consistency. Metric: reduction in defect traits related to composite materials, targeting a 30% decrease in post-production defects. Acceptance scenario: Larry Jeffers' race cars is redesigning their engine tuning software to accommodate new engine models. Due to the complexity of coding and testing, there's a risk of exceeding the initial development timeline. Example: they accept the risk of potential timeline extensions, acknowledging the critical need for comprehensive testing to ensure software reliability. Metric: percentage adherence to revised project schedule, aim for a 90% adherence rate to revised milestones despite testing complexities. Reduction or control scenario: Larry Jeffers' race cars is upgrading their dyno testing facilities to handle increased testing volumes for engine tuning. They identify a risk of equipment failures during peak testing periods. Example: implementing a preventive maintenance program to regularly inspect and maintain dyno equipment, ensuring operational readiness and minimizing downtime. Metric: increase in dyno uptime, targeting a 25% improvement in equipment uptime through proactive maintenance measures. Transfer scenario: Larry Jeffers' race cars plans to expand their workshop facilities to support a growing customer base. They anticipate risks associated with construction delays due to unforeseen regulatory approvals. Example: they transfer the construction risk by outsourcing project management to a specialized firm with experience navigating local regulatory processes. Metric: project timeline adherence, aiming for completion within 5% of the initial timeline despite potential regulatory challenges. These detailed scenarios with measurable metrics illustrate how Larry Jeffers' race cars can strategically apply risk mitigation strategies to enhance project outcomes, maintain operational efficiency, and mitigate potential disruptions. Summary of risk mitigation strategies. Avoidance definition: completely eliminate the risk by altering plans to circumvent it. Example: choosing a different contractor known for meeting deadlines after discovering the original choice's poor reputation. Acceptance definition: acknowledge the risk and decide to deal with its consequences if it occurs. Example: continuing with a supplier despite potential delays in plant deliveries, trusting they can manage the issue without major impacts. Reduction or control definition: take actions to lessen the probability or impact of the risk. Example: implementing daily check-in meetings with a contractor to closely monitor progress and mitigate potential delays. Transfer, definition, shift the risk to another party, often through contracts or outsourcing. Example, outsourcing plant production to local suppliers to mitigate risks associated with weather or pests, allowing flexibility to change suppliers if issues arise. These strategies aim to effectively manage risks in projects by either eliminating, minimizing, or preparing for their potential impacts, ensuring smoother project execution and reducing overall vulnerability. Building a risk management plan. Risk management plan, development and launch of high-performance engine model. Document details, company name, Larry Jeffers Race Cars. Project name, Project TurboFlex. Document author, John Snow. Project manager. Document status, final creation date, June 1, 2024. Last update date, July 15, 2024. Document objective, to outline risk mitigation plans for Project TurboFlex, ensuring timely and successful development and launch of the new engine model. Executive summary, Project TurboFlex aims to introduce a cutting-edge engine model to enhance performance in competitive racing circuits. Risks include supplier delays, technical challenges, and market acceptance. Risk management section, risk register, risk 1, supplier delays. Description, potential delays in component deliveries from critical suppliers. Inherent risk rating, medium impact, delay in assembly and testing phases, affecting project timeline. Probability, moderate risk. 2, technical challenges. Description, unforeseen technical complexities in engine design and testing. Inherent risk rating, high impact, increased development costs and potential redesign efforts. Probability, high mitigation plans. Risk 1 mitigation, supplier delays strategy, diversify supplier base and maintain regular communication. Action, implemented dual sourcing strategy for critical components. Metric, reduce dependency on single supplier by 50% within 6 months. Risk 2 mitigation, technical challenges strategy, conduct thorough feasibility studies and prototyping phases. Action, increase R&D team size and allocate additional resources for testing. Metric, achieve 90% completion of technical milestones on schedule. Appendix, probability and impact charts. Probability and impact matrix. Communication and review, share the risk management plan with R&D team, procurement, and senior management. Conduct bi-monthly risk review meetings to assess mitigation progress and adjust strategies as needed. Document maintenance, update the risk management plan quarterly or as new risks are identified. Document changes and revisions to maintain transparency and alignment across project stakeholders. This risk management plan for Larry Jeffers Race Cars Project TurboFlex ensures that potential risks are proactively identified, assessed, and mitigated using structured strategies and measurable metrics, thereby enhancing project success and minimizing disruptions. The key components of a risk management plan based on the discussion, document details, include the company name, project name, and document author. Specify the document status, for example, in progress or final. Note the creation date and last update date for transparency and relevance. Document objective, clearly state the objective, such as outlining mitigation plans for the specific project, for example, Project Plant PALS. Provide an executive summary summarizing the project's normal conditions and potential risks. Risk management section, risk register, list potential risks identified for the project. Example, risk of vendor missing deadlines with a medium inherent risk rating. Mitigation plans, detail strategies to mitigate each identified risk. Example, hold daily meetings with vendors to ensure task alignment and timeline adherence. Appendix, include supporting documents like probability and impact charts, and the probability and impact matrix used for risk assessment. Communication and review, share the completed risk management plan with the project team and stakeholders. Seek feedback and ensure alignment on risk mitigation strategies. Document maintenance, regularly update the plan to incorporate newly identified risks, modify mitigation strategies, and remove irrelevant risks as the project progresses. This structured approach ensures that risks are effectively identified, assessed, and mitigated throughout the project lifecycle, promoting transparency and proactive management of potential issues. A decision tree is a tool that project managers can use to visualize different decision options and their potential outcomes. It helps in understanding the implications of various choices and selecting the best course of action to mitigate risks and achieve project objectives. Scenario, decision tree for new chassis design launch. Larry Jeffers Race Cars is planning to launch a new line of chassis designs aimed at enhancing performance and durability for their customers. They need to decide on the best manufacturing approach that minimizes risks and maximizes quality. Decision options: in-house manufacturing. Pros: direct control over quality and production schedule. Cons: high initial investment in machinery and training. Outsourcing manufacturing. Pros: lower initial investment, leveraging expertise of specialized manufacturers. Cons: potential quality control issues and dependency on external suppliers. Potential risks identified: quality control issues, medium impact, high probability. Mitigation plan: implement stringent quality checks at every production stage. Metric: reduce defect rates by 15% compared to previous models. Supply chain disruption: high impact, medium probability. Mitigation plan: diversify suppliers and maintain buffer stocks for critical components. Metric: maintain production schedule with no more than 5% downtime due to supply chain issues. Decision tree visualization. In this decision tree, in-house manufacturing. Pros: focuses on quality control. Cons: requires a high initial investment. Outsourcing manufacturing. Pros: utilizes the expertise of specialized suppliers. Cons: risks quality control issues. This structure helps Larry Jeffers race cars visualize the different paths, in-house versus outsourcing, and their associated pros and cons when deciding on the manufacturing approach for their new chassis designs. Outcome measures: cost analysis, compare upfront costs and long-term savings. Quality metrics: evaluate defect rates and customer satisfaction. Production schedule: assess timeline adherence and potential delays. Conclusion: using a decision tree, Larry Jeffers race cars can visually map out the potential outcomes of each manufacturing approach, considering risks and benefits. This helps in making an informed decision that aligns with their project objectives of quality enhancement and customer satisfaction while managing potential risks effectively. Scenario: decision tree for new chassis design launch. Larry Jeffers Race Cars is gearing up to launch a new line of chassis designs aimed at boosting performance and durability for their customers. They face a critical decision regarding the manufacturing approach that will best balance risk mitigation and quality assurance. Decision options: 1. In-house manufacturing. Pros: direct control over quality and production schedule. Cons: high initial investment in machinery and training. 2. Outsourcing manufacturing. Pros: lower initial investment, leveraging expertise of specialized manufacturers. Cons: potential quality control issues and dependency on external suppliers. Potential risks identified: 1. Quality control issues, medium impact, high probability. Mitigation plan: implement rigorous quality checks at every production stage. Metric: target a 15% reduction in defect rates compared to previous models. Measurement: track defects per unit produced, aiming for a maximum of 1 defect per 100 units. 2. Supply chain disruption: high impact, medium probability. Mitigation plan: establish alternative sourcing options and maintain buffer stocks for critical components. Metric: ensure no more than 5% downtime due to supply chain issues. Measurement: monitor production line stoppages and delays, aiming for less than 2 hours of downtime per week. Decision tree visualization. Outcome measures: 1. Cost analysis: in-house, initial investment of $500,000 for machinery and $50,000 annually for training and maintenance. Outsourcing: initial contract cost of $300,000 with variable production costs. 2. Quality metrics: defect rates, target reduction from 2% in previous models to 1.7% or lower. Customer satisfaction: aim for 90% satisfaction rating based on post-launch surveys. 3. Production schedule, timeline adherence: ensure product launch within 12 months from project initiation. Potential delays: plan for contingencies to avoid delays exceeding 2 weeks due to unforeseen circumstances. Conclusion: using a decision tree approach, Larry Jeffers Race Cars can systematically evaluate the risks and benefits associated with each manufacturing option. By setting clear metrics and mitigation strategies, they aim to enhance product quality, maintain production timelines, and optimize cost efficiency. This structured decision-making process ensures alignment with project goals of delivering high-performance chassis designs while effectively managing potential risks. This detailed scenario with numerical metrics demonstrates how decision trees can be applied practically in project management to visualize outcomes and guide strategic decisions at Larry Jeffers Race Cars. 4. Question 4: what steps should you take after you complete your risk management plan? 1. A. Implement the individual mitigation plans for the risks you have identified. B. Estimate the likelihood and impact of the project risks you have prioritized. C. Share the plan with your team and stakeholders. D. Create a power grid to include in the appendix of your plan. After completing your risk management plan, the next step you should take is C. Share the plan with your team and stakeholders. Once you have developed your risk management plan, it's crucial to communicate and distribute it to all relevant parties involved in the project. Sharing the plan serves several important purposes. It ensures everyone is aware of the identified risks and mitigation strategies. It allows stakeholders to review and provide feedback on the plan. It aligns the team on risk ownership and response procedures. It creates transparency and keeps everyone informed about how risks will be managed throughout the project. It enables team members and stakeholders to understand their roles and responsibilities in risk management. Sharing the plan is a key step in the risk management process, as it transitions the plan from development to implementation. It allows for any final adjustments based on stakeholder input before putting the plan into action. Additionally, making sure all parties are on the same page regarding risk management helps set expectations and improves overall project execution. The best step to take after completing your risk management plan is C. Share the plan with your team and stakeholders. Here's why the other options are not the most suitable steps at this point. A. Implement the individual mitigation plans. While implementing mitigation plans is crucial, it typically happens after the team and stakeholders are aware of the risks and have reviewed the plan. B. Estimate the likelihood and impact of the project risks. This step should be done before finalizing the risk management plan, as it helps prioritize risks and determine mitigation strategies. D. Create a power grid. A power grid might be a helpful tool for analyzing risks, but it's not the most pressing action after finalizing the plan. Sharing the risk management plan with the team and stakeholders allows everyone to understand the identified risks and their potential impact on the project. Be aware of the mitigation strategies in place to address those risks. Provide feedback or suggestions for improvement. Take ownership of their roles in risk management throughout the project lifecycle. By effectively communicating the risk management plan, you can ensure everyone is aligned and prepared to handle potential challenges that may arise during the project. Larry Jeffers Race Cars, Case Studies in Goal Setting with the Goal Stack Framework Company. Larry Jeffers Race Cars, LJRC, Industry, Performance Auto Parts and Race Car Construction Goal Stack Framework, will use the concepts from the article to create fictional scenarios with measurable metrics for LJRC. Scenario 1, Increasing Online Sales. Infinite purpose, to be the leading one-stop shop for all things drag racing in North America. High hard goal, 5 years, increase online sales by 300% within 5 years. Measurable metrics, baseline, current online sales revenue, $1 million annually. Target, increase online sales revenue to $4 million annually within 5 years. Annual growth rate, 60% per year, to achieve the 300% increase in 5 years. Action steps, reverse engineering the goal. Year 1, quarterly goals. Q1, launch a user-friendly e-commerce website with secure payment options. Metric, website traffic and conversion rate. Q2, implement SEO, search engine optimization, strategies to improve website ranking for relevant keywords. Metric, organic search traffic. Q3, develop targeted online advertising campaigns on social media and racing forums. Metric, click-through rate and conversion rate. Q4, launch email marketing campaigns to nurture leads and promote new products. Metric, email open rate and click-through rate. Year 2, expand product offerings online to include a wider variety of performance parts and accessories. Metric, number of unique products offered online, offer exclusive online discounts and promotions to incentivize purchases. Metric, average order value, partner with popular racing influencers for product reviews and online promotions. Metric, increased brand awareness and website traffic. Year 3 and beyond, continuously optimize website based on user data and analytics. Metric, improved website conversion rate, explore new online sales channels, such as marketplaces and online auctions. Metric, increased sales volume from new channels, invest in customer relationship management, CRM, software to improve customer service and retention. Metric, customer satisfaction score and repeat purchase rate. Scenario 2, entering a new market. Infinite purpose, to become the preferred choice for race car builders across the globe. High hard goal, 3 years, successfully establish a presence and secure a 10% market share in the European drag racing market within 3 years. Measurable metrics, baseline, LJRC currently operates solely in North America. Target, Achieve a 10% market share in the European drag racing market within 3 years. Market research needed to determine the total market size in Europe. Action steps: reverse engineering the goal. Year 1, quarterly goals. Q1, conduct market research to identify customer needs, regulations, and competitor landscape in Europe. Metric: completion of market research report. Q2, establish legal and operational framework for doing business in Europe. Metric: securing necessary licenses and permits. Q3, participate in key European trade shows and events to build brand awareness. Metric: number of leads generated at events. Q4, secure partnerships with European distributors and resellers. Metric: number of signed distribution agreements. Year 2, launch a European-focused website localized for the target market. Metric: website traffic and conversion rate in Europe. Offer products compliant with European regulations and safety standards. Metric: completion of product certifications. Participate in European racing sponsorships and athlete endorsements. Metric: increased brand awareness and the market penetration. Year 3, monitor and analyze European market performance to identify growth opportunities. Metric: market share growth rate. Expand product offerings to cater to specific European racing classes and regulations. Metric: number of new European-specific products launched. Continuously adapt marketing and sales strategies to optimize performance in the European market. Metric: increased sales volume and profitability in Europe. These are just 2 examples of how LJRC can utilize the goal stack framework with measurable metrics to achieve their objectives. By setting clear goals, breaking them down into actionable steps, and tracking progress, LJRC can increase its chances of success. The article you provided is about setting goals and achieving peak performance. Here are the key points. Psychic entropy, the human mind's natural tendency to drift into a state of disorder and chaos without direction. Goal-directedness, the quality of being purposefully oriented towards specific long-term goals. Goal stack, a framework for setting goals that range from a high-level purpose all the way down to daily actions. The article outlines a 3-step process for building a goal stack. Expand your possibility space. Broaden your belief in what is achievable by surrounding yourself with positive influences, thinking big, and reflecting on past goal attainment. Reverse engineer your goal stack. Start with your ultimate purpose and break it down into progressively smaller and more manageable goals, including infinite purpose, an overarching reason for your pursuits. High hard goals, ambitious long-term goals, 1-5 years. Annual goals, yearly milestones that contribute to your high hard goal. Quarterly goals, quarterly breakdowns of your annual goals. Monthly goals, monthly steps you'll take to achieve your quarterly goals. Weekly goals, weekly tasks aligned with your monthly goals. Daily goal-directed actions, specific actions you'll take each day. Pick a problem, not a purpose. Don't wait for a perfect purpose to find you. Choose a problem you care about and use it to guide your direction. By following these steps, you can create a structured and achievable plan to reach your goals and experience flow states.